50. I thought it was 50-50.
Well, 60 to 50, depending on how you want to look at it. And we're live with the Impromptu Business Podcast. Now, this is impromptu. This was not planned, but I said, fuck it. A lot of business stuff has been going around. People have been saying some things that did not make any sense financially. So I decided, you know what? I think it's time to step on into the it's time to step on into it once again. So without much ado, let's get to it. So we have let's talk about the HD Twins once again releasing the next gen, quote unquote next gen versions of the same consoles they had before. Microsoft decided to name their.
But you can't call them the HD Twins anymore because now it's triplets.
No, I call them the HD Twins because I don't know what Nintendo's going to be doing, but I'm pretty sure the Xbox Scorpio and the PS Neo are going to be doing the same shit and probably have the same controllers. So, the HD Twins, Microsoft, in a move that surprised, in a move that surprised me in just them releasing another fucking console because the Xbox One did so well. Because the Xbox did so well for them. Yes. They're releasing the Scorpio next year, which surprisingly has a James Bond villain name for the name of this console. I wouldn't be surprised if you went to Redmond, Washington, and they had a dude locked up in the basement talking like Sean Connery. You expect me to talk Scorpio?
And my birthday's in November, so that's my zodiac sign too.
Well, anyway, the Xbox One Scorpio is supposedly the most powerful console ever created, which
its power level is over 9,000.
Rhetoric aside, Microsoft just completely devalues their console. Like with the Xbox One S, they devalue the Xbox One, and with them saying we're going to release the Scorpio next year, then why get a One S? Exactly. Or an Xbox One? You can just wait till next year.
Okay, that One S came out so.
I'm just saying. I mean, it just. Yeah. And from henceforth, the One S, I will not call it the One S. We'll call it the Onesie. The Xbox Onesie. So.
Oh gosh.
So basically, what I'm saying is this: your thoughts on the Xbox Onesie, gentlemen.
Well, I'm not just that, but also, basically not just Microsoft but Sony. So I'm gonna just talk about them just a little bit. But they failed to realize that they're basically alienating everyone that basically bought the original consoles back in 2013 or even now. And so that won't be pretty, because it seems like people are actually angry about this, which is surprising considering how dumb today's people can be sometimes.
I'm still like, now you're angry? Now you're upset about this? Now you're mad? Like, Microsoft basically said, fuck you, we're going to do what we want. You guys didn't want Kinect, we're adding it to this. You didn't want Always Online, we're keeping it. You want real backwards compatibility? Fuck you. You're not getting it. But now this is the straw that broke the camel's back. Really, this is too far. I'm amazed.
I'm actually quite amazed. I was actually quite amazed when I was looking at that that video of someone's reaction. He was the only one who caught on, and everyone was like grinning and smiling. I'm like, wait a minute, it's almost 3 years and already announced? No, not even announced.
Yeah.
Already being shown?
Yeah, you're 3 years.
At least the interior of it, and actually talk about the specs. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but remember, these consoles—they're the most powerful. Like here,
But you know what? This is what strikes me ironic and kind of awkward. Um, Nintendo just announced the NX, and everyone went ballistics. Well, kind of mixed signals. Until recently, they can't wait for Nintendo to show it. Phil Spencer showing the Xbox Scorpio, and
yeah.
everyone is again mixed signals, and then most are actually angry about it. And I'm like, how ironic.
So the Scorpio sounds like it's going to be the Xbox One 2.0 without the Kinect. That's basically.
Well, technically, we only know what the box can theoretically do. We don't know nothing about the controller, or if it comes anything else with it.
Well, here's the creepy thing about the concept of the Xbox Scorpio is both the Neo and the Scorpio. Is that both of these console manufacturers are guaranteeing that this thing's going to be a 4K console, 4K for 4K gaming and all this shit. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but here's the problem. Game developers can't even get guaranteed locked-in 1080p 60 frames per second on either of these consoles. From the ground up, they can't do it. So if they can't even do that on now, what the fuck makes you think they're going to be able to do it with these two other consoles?
Oh, wait. They might actually do it in 1080p, but
I mean for 4K. I mean if they can't get 1080p right,
okay,
what
now
makes you think they can do 4K right? I don't. Not to mention the human eye can't even detect 2K.
I saw that 4K television at Walmart. That big, I think it was a big Samsung 4K television. Man, that looked great. Too bad that seven Wonders of the World footage is like the only 4K content out there.
Well,
hey, but at least you can sit down and watch the telly very up close and personal.
well, I mean the thing is that even true 4K programming isn't really available unless you get some of that special order shit, and that it's more expensive than normal programming.
What about
It's like,
What about true 1080p? I mean,
well, True HD, yeah, True HD isn't even available. Like even when because I recently switched my cable provider, and even when you use like some of the more powerful, even when you go and you get like the Food TV or sci or the HD channels, that's not True HD. They just simply up-res the signal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Nintendo is completely wrong in the whole HD thing, because the other two consoles, when they came out, they weren't true HD. They were sub HD upscale. Not to mention that a lot of the content out at the time, wasn't true HD. It was very expensive to be able to have programming in 1080p at the time. Maybe except sports, but.
Well, I mean, they're not going to do it. Developers are just going to simply release a build and then just up-res it to make it look a little bit prettier to the naked eye to these consoles, and that's it. Kind of like what Bethesda's doing with Skyrim.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's a 5-6-year-old game, and they're just basically they basically took the build, tweaked the settings in the developer build to make them use more features that are now less resource intensive for modern consoles, and they're just re-releasing the shit. That's all it is.
That is so messed up.
Well, I mean, I can't get that upset because I get the shit for free. But for people who are being forced to pay $40 to $60 for this, I feel sorry for you because you're being tricked into paying for some shit that they're just flipping a few switches. They're just clicking on some features, some settings in the developer build, and that's it. And that's not cool. But whatever. It's Bethesda.
Also, for the people who have not yet acquired the game, okay, good for them. But
yeah, if you own this game on console, you're getting shafted. But what can I say? I mean, console gamers are always. Look, if you've got a PS4 and Xbox One, you're getting shafted anyway. So you should you should be used to getting shafted by now.
Oh man. Well, I know. Well, for those that's watching, you know where to put the hate mail. I'm not in it. I'm not in it.
Yeah.
Getting shafted, more like getting an arrow to the knee. No, wait, it has to be a bit higher.
No, the only reason I say that that PS4 and Xbox One gamers are getting shafted because 80 to 90% of the games that are coming to your console are also hitting PC. So if you have a gaming PC, it kind of negates the whole purpose of having an Xbox One or PS4 unless you really love Microsoft. Well, Microsoft doesn't really have exclusives anymore. Unless you really love Sony's exclusives. Like really, really, really love those shitty exclusives.
Hey, at least those games not exclusive to the Xbox, at least they're still kind of exclusive in Microsoft's ecosystem.
Well, yeah, that's only if you hit yourself in the head 12 times with a hammer and you forgot what exclusive means. Exclusive means that you can only get it in one place. Like I can only get a fat burger at Shake Shack. It's the only place I can get a fat burger. I gotta go to Shake Shack.
But you know, apparently there's a such thing now known as a console exclusive. And you know the game's on PC.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Because exclusive means you can only get it one place. It's like you want to get your grandma's upside down pineapple cake. Only your grandmother knows how to make it, and when she's dead, you'll never get it again. You'll never get your grandmother's pineapple upside down cake. Many people can try to imitate it. They can even follow the recipe, but they just can't cook it as well as Granny. Okay? And that's just people. That's not exclusive. Exclusive means it's only one place. Like the only place I can play Splatoon is on a Wii U. It's exclusive. If I want to play that game, I gotta get a Wii U.
Or you can get on that shitty ass hack they have in China now.
Or you can go to China and play the shitty knockoff that plays about 85% worse than Splatoon ever could. But it's a shitty knockoff, so no one cares about that. But enough about.
Unless it's the Chinese.
Man, even they're like, this is pretty shitty. Even the Chinese, I don't even know what shitty is in Chinese, and even they were like, you know what, this is pretty shitty. but that being said, anyone have anything else to say about the Scorpio before we move on to Mr. Anderson?
The Xbox One is it's not our future, and we have a new product coming out for it.
Wow.
Bill Spencer pulled a Bernie Stoller?
Yeah.
Okay, no,
I can't help but feel that the Xbox One truly isn't their future. I know they spoon-fed this claptrap saying, oh well, you can play everything on your Xbox One that you can play on the Scorpio, but you're still locked out because you still have because it's geared towards.
You know what, Kenoshi? That is so wrong.
It's still geared towards VR, so there's still like a special exclusive feature that you can only get the Scorpio, unlike the PlayStation VR, which you can still play the original PlayStation console.
So they're doubling down on VR.
But that is so wrong of you, Kenoshi, because at least with Microsoft, they gave the Xbox One another year than the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Microsoft could afford to lose more money than Sega could.
Yeah, that's for sure. Look at Sega now. They're, who
Yeah.
are they again? I gotta. Who is Sega again?
They make really good Hatsune Miku games.
The only
If you
game
like
that comes
Hatsune
out is
Miku. I do not, so.
Hey, there's one person in here that likes Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, that's up my alley.
Good for you. You can have fun with your fake virtual idol who does not actually exist. But they actually have concerts for someone who does not physically exist. That is.
Hey, they had it for Squid Sisters too. Hey.
It's just as fucking creepy with them too. So
they also did that with like Metalocalypse series. They had this sort of fake concert for a cartoon band.
yeah, I shouldn't be too judgmental because when we were kids, we had Kenoshi, you're breaking up a little bit. You might have to drop out and then drop back in.
Okay.
So having talked about the Scorpio, let's talk about the. For those listening, you can click on the Google Q&A question app. It's on. You can leave questions. We'll try to get to them towards the end of the podcast. Let's talk about the other end of the spectrum. The PlayStation, Mr. Anderson.
Really? I thought Double A was in here.
No, Mr. Anderson from Neo.
Oh.
From The Matrix. Mr. Anderson, you're my own personal. How's it going, Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, you lost. Yeah, I was lost for a second, and I finally understood what you was talking about.
No, I got it right away.
My God. See, that's the problem with people not watching movies.
Hey. I have watched The Matrix, but I was more in line with someone else.
And see the Neo, we don't really know too much about it. They didn't reveal anything. When Microsoft put their foot down and made the first step, man, they were for whatever. Usually Sony reacts, but this time they didn't react. So I wonder what's going on there. I think they feel that they don't need to react right now. I mean, they're 40 million strong, so.
Yeah.
They ain't afraid of what Microsoft's got because they already know that no matter what comes up, Microsoft is not going to outsell them.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll tell you who they're afraid of, though.
They're afraid of Nintendo. They're
afraid of what
What?
Nintendo's got up their sleeve.
They're afraid of an irrelevant company? How's that possible?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but that's who they're afraid of.
That's who they're really waiting for to say something. It's Nintendo.
Like, we don't want these people talking shit about us. They might beat my ass. So your thoughts on the Neo, the PS4 Matrix.
They're obviously not selling the software. You know, they're not selling enough software. They need people to double dip. And Andrew House, he came out saying, "Well, we're creating this console to get people away from PC gaming. We're trying to show people that PC gaming, that we can be, superior to PC gaming." They're chasing the tail of PC gaming. They're chasing the unicorn of PC gaming. Both Microsoft and Sony seem to be chasing that white rabbit.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Because the thing about PC gaming is that no matter how much power you put in a console, even if it's slightly more advanced than PC, it will be obsolete in a short period of time.
Yep, yeah, it was like that in the past, but yeah, the consoles, but you have these companies that tailor-made their games for the consoles. It wasn't just it wasn't, porting games over to making games and then porting them over, and then you had the console version be inferior. You had the console game, which was the platform that a lot of these developers published on first, and then it might have gone over the PC, might not. Most of the time, it didn't.
Yeah, I think them chasing PC is stupid just because, for one simple reason. The people who have who game on PC, they're already getting 60 to 70% of the games, of the third-party games, they're getting on PC anyway. I mean,
I really have no comment on the Neo because even though Sony clearly confirmed that there is, but they haven't shown it or even talked about it, so I have nothing. But I gotta give Sony one thing: they're keeping it cool, or at least they're showing a safe face.
They ain't saying shit. They're keeping their mouths shut. I like that.
Yeah. Which is some other company is getting blasted because they're not showing anything.
Well, the thing about Microsoft is, they needed that because they were, at least before the Breath of the Wild came out, they were the talk of E3. They were. I mean, people talked about PlayStation, but they showing hardware that automatically gets you a front seat. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like this generation. This generation has been strange. It's been a very strange generation. You have these mid-grade upgrades to these consoles, and the fear is they're going to do this every 3 years until they come out with the next iteration of their consoles. So they're trying to get that 10-year life cycle out of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But
okay, yeah.
you can't do that with consoles. Consoles aren't cell phones. They're not, or computers. They're not as important. I mean, a PC and Mac, they're used for productivity, and then you have, your cell phones. Again, they're used for productivity. They're not just used for entertainment. They have other uses. While all the modern gamers are fooled into thinking that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are the adult consoles. They're really not. They're just entertainment devices. That's all they are. They're toys.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they don't like to hear that their console is a toy. They don't want to hear that now. Don't say that. Make them mad. Piss them off. You don't want to do that.
Yep. Piss them off. That's what I do.
Then again, I don't care. So, yeah.
Well, using the word weird is an understatement for this generation.
I wouldn't say this generation is weird. I would say that it's lackluster and nonsensical. Yeah, this generation is lackluster.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Silence.
This generation is very lackluster. The games have been underrated. Not very interesting, in my opinion. I know some people are going to get mad and say, well, what do you mean uninteresting and not? Like, basically, there hasn't been any new gaming experiences that I've seen.
Really? You mean those remasters didn't take?
You wrong for that.
Yeah, the remasters, the hey man, hey, you want to play the same shit you've been playing since last gen, just slightly different? Not particularly, no. But come on, man, it's all right. No, I'm good. I really don't want to play the same shit over and over and over again. No, man, what's wrong with you? I have better things to do with my time than play the same shit over and over and over and over again. Sorry.
But to be honest, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. The problem is I do mind is keep buying the same iteration.
Man, we've gotten in 3 years we've gotten 3 fucking Call of Duties. 3.
If it was the same game that you bought since the first time, not rebuying.
With minute differences. One was Advanced Warfare. Then, no, it was Advanced Warfare 2. Then we had the one where the dude was. Then we had another Black Ops. I mean,
yeah. See that yawn signified how boring Call of Duty has gotten.
But I mean, it goes beyond that. Gaming, like, they keep on re-releasing the same shit we've been seeing for years now.
Yep. Because they're afraid. There's way too much money. There's way too much money invested in these franchises. There's too much money being made on these franchises, so they have to keep releasing them because they can't afford to risk money on a new idea. And whose fault is that? It's definitely the publisher's fault for not.
It's the gamers.
And it's also the gamers' fault for not wanting something different. You know, people freaked out when they slightly tweaked the gun in one of the Call of Duty games. They freaked out. They were on message boards and threatening people's lives. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I mentioned this before. Like, you know, these same old gamers were talking about, like, they always complain about, we want new games, like new like gameplay mechanics or innovation, but yet you're the same ones that go gaga when a remaster gets announced of a game that might be 1 year old, 5 years, or even 10 years old.
Yeah, they just keep on buying the same shit over and over and over again. And I mean,
and companies gonna continue to do that too.
Yeah, how many times can you play the same re-released? How many times can you play the same game remastered? I mean, it's getting really old.
I would say within the
people still buying it though.
I would say if it's within the same generation or just before.
Well, I mean, okay, they re-released the Uncharted collection, and that game, Last of Us, and that game was less than a year old when they re-released it at the start of the 8th gen. And I was like, come on, man, that's just, you're just taking advantage of people now.
Yeah, people keep still buying these things too. And you know how brainwashed people are now because IGN said it, so it has to be good, right?
I wouldn't know. I don't trust IGN as far as I can throw them.
I know that's just the mentality now.
I was about to give my piece when you said when you mentioned the Uncharted trilogy, because at least with that one you got 3 games.
But still, I mean, like, if this wouldn't have been the problem, like, we wouldn't be having all these remasters having PS4 and Xbox One just been backwards compatible from the start.
No, we still would have had remasters, but
that would have been a harder sell.
We still would have had remasters, but it wouldn't have been nearly as bad.
So why is it for the remasters? My guess is that these companies cannot afford, they can't pay their they didn't make enough money when they first released it, so they're trying to make as much money back as they possibly can.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Like this, let me put it this way: the Xbox Scorpio is the last hurrah for the Xbox division as a whole. Okay. It's the last hurrah. Okay. I know some people are gonna get mad when I say that.
You sure? Because I thought you said the Xbox One was the last hurrah.
Well, let's keep it real. The Xbox Scorpio is an Xbox One, just powered up. They can call it whatever the hell they want to. If it's playing the same games as the previous gen, it's, you know.
Well, I would say if we're going to see games releasing with cross-platform games, as in same game on the Xbox One and be released on the Scorpio, man, it's going to be like this generation has never finished yet.
Well, hey, we're still in Gen 7 because that game's still being released on 360 and PS3.
Yeah.
Which I can see that happening till the end of this decade, honestly.
So cross-platforms with three generation consoles.
Yeah, this is just creepy, man. I mean, what's the point of owning one of these consoles when it's just the same shit over and over and over again?
But then, hey, that's how we move forward, right?
Yeah, whatever.
It's not the same kind of moving forward. It's a different console.
Just keep on playing the same shit over and over again.
But that's what gamers want.
Yeah, they keep on buying this shit.
Yeah, sales don't lie. Let it be a new idea though. They probably get about 100,000. I don't really know if it's on the other two consoles. Let it be remastered. 10.5 million sold in 2 minutes.
So that brings me to the third pillar of this particular, how should I put this, of this what's the word I'm looking for, of this
Yes.
of these three console manufacturers, and that's Nintendo. And let's look at this post from Digital Green Tea, because he encapsulates it pretty well. I don't have to.
What? This new hardware coming out? But I thought they was going out of business. How is this possible?
Well, they're going broke, even though they have like $11 billion just sitting there, just looking at them. But they're going broke next week, so they're selling all that shit.
But you know what? Here's the ironic part. When you say that, well, others are saying Nintendo is going broke, or there's no more games on the Wii U. But yet, I'm seeing that a lot of indie games are popping up recently for the Wii U. Heck, at least one of them, that's a retail release. And I'm like,
hey man,
on a dead console?
indies don't count.
Well, unless they have physical form, I'm saying yeah, that counts.
No man, indies don't count. Don't you know indies don't count?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they only count when they're actually on a non-Nintendo platform.
Yeah,
God.
if it's on a Sony or PC, title, then it counts. If it's not, if it's a Sony or if it's Sony or PlayStation, it counts. If it's Sony or Microsoft, it counts. Anyone else, Nope, doesn't count. Didn't you know that? What's wrong with you people?
No, I guess I was out of the loop.
Yeah, man. It only counts when it's Sony or Microsoft. Anyone else have indies, then fuck them. Doesn't count.
Indies? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like, for, again, like you said, I remember when the Wii U came out, there were a lot of indies. Like, that's not enough. And then when the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came out, it's like, indies. Yeah, indies are the future. They're the future. Like, you guys, I don't know, I hate this industry sometimes.
Yeah, just
Now,
like
it's not the
how.
industry, it's the fucking people in the industry.
Yeah.
Especially the gamers.
Yeah, just like how
These
when
damn fanboys.
just like how when when a Nintendo like handheld is winning like they always do. Like when they win, like in terms of like sales and content, it doesn't matter because it's a handheld, it doesn't count.
I don't know why.
If the Vita was selling more than 3DS, people would start being, oh wow, look how good Sony's doing in the handheld market. That is the most sold system of all time, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It's like,
Now they're possibly going to mix the Vita with the PS4, and guess what? There's the market share.
That's
The Vita's dead. They didn't even mention it. When they don't even mention the Vita, you know it's over.
hell. I seen better quality on handheld than console as of late. Tell you the truth. In terms of as a whole, like I'm enjoying my 3DS. I think I've been enjoying it more than like consoles and PC.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say that consoles have their part. I would say that my handheld is a great fallback. Like that's the great thing about having when you own Nintendo products. When you're a Nintendo gamer, it's like if the console's a little dry, you got the handheld. If the handheld's a little dry, you got the console. There's never an excuse to not have something to play on a Nintendo hardware.
yep.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you were saying sorry to derail you, Red, but you were saying something about digital green teas.
Yes, Digital Green Tea gave an encapsulation of Nintendo's 76th annual general meeting shareholders shareholder meeting. So it took place yesterday or today, depending on if you're thinking about the time difference. So without further ado, let's go through this. It's not a lot.
Quick news. Apparently, must be way out of the loop, but apparently they're re-releasing Final Fantasy XII on the PlayStation 4.
Is it really a surprise at this point? Like seriously, it's Square Enix.
Does anyone care?
I don't
Where's Square
particularly-
money? Yeah.
I don't
Well, that's not even a
particularly
good
care.
Final Fantasy game. I mean, it's kind of shitty actually.
Yeah, I don't particularly care, but it's just like it goes along with the whole remastered thing. And also, speaking of PlayStation, the new Guilty Gear Xrd, the sequel to the first game, is coming out on PlayStation 3. It's like, I don't have to get a PlayStation 4 for that game, or I can just wait a little bit longer and I'll just
get it on PC. Yeah, get it on PC for pay less for it and get the same game with more content and less money spent.
Yep.
Yeah, if you have a gaming PC, owning either of these consoles, as a matter of fact, owning the PS4 or the Neo is kind of a moot point if you own either of these consoles. But anyway, so I won't go over the narration being recorded because who cares? Let's talk about these numbers. Amiibo hit 24.7 million units. The download sales totaled 43.9 billion yen. So,
Dang.
yeah, that's probably like 400. That's probably around $400 million. Nothing to be. Hey, that 180 million that Sony made in the PSN network. Oh man, it just
Dang it, Greg.
it just completely overshadowed what. I'm sorry, but the Sony fanboys get on my nerves with their bullshit. Let's see what else. Operating income recovered, but losses due to the strong yen reduced ordinary and net income. So basically, they made money, but they didn't make as much money as they wanted because the yen was stronger last year compared to what they were expecting, but they still made money. So basically, up till now, they've been trying to expand the gaming population regardless of age, gender, or experience. But now the focus is on increasing the population that is exposed to Nintendo IPs. Hence why you see Nintendo putting shit on, smartphone and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And hey guys, we might eventually get that that Super Mario movie. That Super Mario and Legend of Zelda movie. It's coming.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious. I really don't want to see a Super Legend of Zelda movie, especially after begging my parents to take me to go see the Super Mario movie.
Damn.
And seeing that shit. Like I just
wait till it was on cable.
Nah, man. Cause see, you're younger than me. See, you don't know. See, look. There's two movies I regret begging my parents to go see at a movie theater. The first one is Super Mario Brothers the movie, and the second one is Hook. Okay, how do
you not like Hook?
Because I could have seen Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, which is a much better movie than Hook.
You got me there.
I could have. It's like Hook is not terrible, but compared to Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country, like seeing a one-eyed Klingon spout Shakespearean one-liners while a homing torpedo smashes into the bridge and blows them to kingdom come. Versus seeing Robin Williams in tights saying bangarang. Bangarang. I don't know, man. It's a tough choice, but I gotta go with Star Trek.
Oh man.
And if you're a Trekkie, and I am a Trekkie. I know some people are gonna be like, "What do you mean you like Star Trek and you just you don't seem to understand certain things?" I'm an old school Trekkie. I started watching the original show, and then I watched the other shit, and I've been truthful the entire time. I've loved this franchise with a passion that cannot be described adequately.
And the movies disappointed you. The new movies disappointed you majorly, right?
The new movies are total shit, and fuck J.J. Abrams.
I like the first one, but the second one wasn't very good.
The second one's like, he's not Khan, really? Seriously, you're gonna get the whitest man in England to play Khan Noonien, a dude who in the fictional world of Star Trek, Khan Noonien Sung is a genetically engineered Superman from the Indian subcontinent. He's a Sikh from India, and they get Benedict fucking Cumberbatch to play Khan. Seriously, and they're going to say, well, we tried to create a new reality. Yeah, you changed the timeline, but you still didn't change World War III and the eugenics war in the thing, so why'd you get the whitest fucking man in the world to play Khan Noonien Sung? And I know people are going to be like, but Ricardo Montalban wasn't Indian. Yeah, but he looked ethnic, and that's what matters.
Yeah, and also, Khan, does that name come from like the name Genghis Khan? That's what it sounds like.
He's a Sikh from the Indian subcontinent. So Khan is a popular surname of that ethnicity, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Hence his name, Khan Noonien Sung. Like, one of the main characters in Star Trek is a dude named Noonien Sung. He's basically like, he's supposed to be Indian. But I digress. We got off topic, so I should do a Trekkie podcast just so people will know my street cred as a Trekkie. But now we got to get to the big news. The NX is reconfirmed for worldwide launch in March 2017, and the dedicated game machine business will continue to be core. No shit.
Not to mention the hopeful news that they might be using a cartridge-based optical system or something. They'll be using a cartridge-based medium, which will be nice because you won't have to worry about buying giant hard drives.
That'd be cool.
I don't think third parties are going to jump on this console. Listen, you hear Ubisoft say it, you hear WB, I'm not taking anything you say with a grain of salt.
No,
I'm taking everything they say with a bag of salt.
Bag shit, the whole damn ocean.
Well, I would say they will jump on it, but if it's not going to sell as much as they thought they would back away.
Look, it's not even so. If it's using cartridges, we're going to hear third parties say, "Oh, it's using cartridges. We can't make this game. It's using cartridges." Because cartridges are difficult. You know, it's always something with third parties. Like, no matter what happens, it's always something. So at this point, Nintendo just needs to do whatever the fuck they need to do, and to hell with third parties, because fuck them. That too harsh? That too hard for you people?
Yes,
it hurt too much.
Yes, it hurt too much because without third party, then I'm never going to buy a Nintendo console.
Well, a lot of people say that, and also something else to say about the NX. We still don't know we still have no hardware specs for it, or what medium it's going to use. So if it uses cartridges, cool. If it doesn't, it will probably have a hard drive, because I can tell you right now that you're still going to have people buying third-party titles. I mean, you're still going to have downloadable titles, and you're going to need a hard drive for that. Either that, or the same thing with the Wii U, where you can just attach a USB hard drive or a flash drive or something and play your games. Those of you who are listening, the Q&A app is open. You can leave questions. We'll attempt to answer them. And leave many questions if you want to, because this is a midweek cast, and we're actually really good for time. So, so yeah, Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing are coming to smart devices this fall. They are not going to be like the Fire Emblem games and the Animal Crossing games you've been playing. So if you want to play traditional Fire Emblem Animal Crossing games, go buy a fucking 3DS. That's it. Just, yeah.
I would say come down to the three-dimensional developers system.
Which ironically has not really good third-party support, but it's doing okay. So that being said, let's keep it moving. Focusing on they're going to focus on My Nintendo. They want to create synergy between the dedicated game machine and smart device businesses. Nintendo said the Wii U would continue to fight on, but only Zelda is coming next year. So basically, the Wii U is done. The last first-party game coming to it will be Zelda Wii U. So if you have a Wii U, enjoy it. You're probably going to see a run on the system next year when when Zelda Wii U comes out. Sorry, Zelda Breath of the Wild comes out, because the Wii U at that point will be $250 to $300, a cheaper alternative than the NX, whatever the NX is. So they'll probably just you're going to see a lot of people picking that system, picking up the Wii U just for that game. So this is going to be important once we get to the end of this these notes. According to Kimishima, Satoru Iwata was in the hospital before he passed away, and he was giving directions apparently from his hospital bed. He was giving them directions. He was giving Kimishima and Miyamoto and Takeda directions from the hospital bed. So they were aware of his terminal condition, but they didn't expect him to pass away so soon. That's kind of a downer note. So, yeah.
So, do the people that keep saying, the whole thing about the NX is that this is Kimishima's plan, he's going to rectify what he wanted. No, you twats! Kimishima is doing the plan that Iwata set out.
Yeah. People need to listen. You people need to understand something. Iwata was president of Nintendo for what? 15 years?
13.
Yeah, but even before he was president, he was basically like taking over a lot of shit from Yamauchi. Like 2-3 years before Yamauchi left, like Iwata was like the executive. He was the dude. He was Yamauchi's right hand man in Japan, taking over a lot of the shit for like 2 or 3 years. So basically, he effectively ran this company for 15 years, and it's like Nintendo has Iwata's DNA in it. So even though Iwata's dead, like
Spirit lives on.
You think his plan isn't still being put into effect? You think Yamauchi and Iwata's plans still aren't a part of what's going on? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, man. Kimishima. Okay, yeah, you keep on thinking that. Douchebags.
I still hate that they said that it'll continue fighting on, but only Zelda's coming next year. That's just.
It's the last. Look, man.
It gives these so-called gamers and media like what's the word I'm looking for?
Ammunition.
Fuel. Yeah, adding fuel to the fire.
Well, there's no added fuel. It's just they're fake-ass gamers. I mean, let's keep it real. If you're a real gamer, you want everything to succeed. And, you know, look, the Wii U is a great system. The only reason it did not do well, people are going to say, well, it's because it lacked certain features, which is bullshit.
Not with that gamepad, though.
The reason the Wii U didn't do well is because basically the media did not help. The system was sabotaged by third parties, and it was. Don't get it twisted. Third parties sabotaged that system. And that's not cool, but it happens. So what are you gonna do? So, and Nintendo basically did the best they could, but it was too late for them at a certain point, so they had to do the best they could. And they just did not have the means to really make things work out the way they wanted to. And it's sad, but what are you going to do? You know, these third parties ain't worth the shit, so what can you do? That being said, it's time to get further into it. In terms of how much Kimishima is putting into the company, he responded that he's going through a trial and error phase. Miyamoto is researching VR. He's not impressed so far, feels it's unsocial, and parents may not feel at ease. I think one of the things that Miyamoto said during the meeting is that, like, the length of time, like, they want to make a console that you can play for hours if need be. And the length of time kids and other people would have a VR helmet on their head would be anathema. So would make it difficult to get it past anything. So I don't foresee Nintendo going with
VR implementation.
I don't see them doing VR anytime soon. So people need to.
And yet some people are actually saying the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, where did you get that idea from?
I don't know. I think the people who think that Nintendo's going with VR, I only have one thing to say to you: the Virtual Boy. That being said, because as someone who has a Virtual Boy, if you play that thing for longer than 20 minutes, your eyes will feel like someone stuck needles into them. The next one, Nintendo is in discussion with a yet-to-be-announced partner for films and movies. Miyamoto wants to really have a hand in that, which is kind of cool. Zelda Breath of the Wild has over 100 staff, over 300 people in the credits, and it's been in development for over 5 years. But it only needs to sell 2 million to reach a profit, which it'll reach easily just on the Wii U alone.
Now, speaking about the 100 staff, for some reason Miyamoto was misinterpreted because people
Misquoted, right?
Yes, misquoted because people said that it was 100 staff of Microsoft, but instead it was actually Nintendo's own EPD.
EAD?
Well, they changed from EAD to EPD.
Really? No. I'm still calling them EAD.
Oh, and also, I did read that, again, the whole misquotes thing, but for some reason, people misquoted Kimishima the first time when he said when they think that he said that that the Wii U was not gonna sell when they asked him that. Apparently, all Kimishima said was it's going to be a hard sell, not that it was not going to sell.
Well, I mean, it's a moot point because people are going to believe whatever stupid-ass shit they want to believe. There's nothing you can... I've discovered even if you show people the facts, like, there's been people in this gaming community who have said, well, the reason Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Fire Emblem Sharp is the translation job. It was done by Nintendo Treehouse. Nintendo did this. It's like, well, actually, Atlas localized it. No, it was Nintendo. I'm like, but it was like, here's proof that Atlas did it. And there's still some people no, it was Nintendo. I'm like,
I hated that. It's like it's not Nintendo's. I mean, yes, they're using Nintendo's IP, but it's ultimately Atlas's. It's ultimately Atlas's game. It's their creation.
Well, not just that, they localized it. They fucking localized the game. Like, what do you need? What do you want from these people? Like, what do you want? Like, and here's the thing. Like I've seen some people say, well, Nintendo needs to, they sent this game out to die, and I'm like, you do realize that in America they don't really like Persona is a very niche franchise. There's like no fucking what the fuck is this calling me? There's absolutely no
advertisement.
Well, there's no advertisement for Persona in America. Like, the only Persona game that I saw get advertised was Persona Q, and that's not a mainline Persona game. The spin-offs get advertisements. That shitty dancing Persona game that came out, that got advertised. They don't advertise Persona games in America, really, not mainline ones. So people need to calm the fuck down. Please calm the fuck down. Dr. Feelgood, you have anything to say about this?
Talking to me?
Yeah, man.
He's here. The house.
If I have anything to say about this whole, about what aspect in particular, so I can make sure I give you an accurate comment.
How do you feel about these consoles? How do you feel about people saying that Nintendo sent Tokyo
Fuck
Fire
'em.
Emblem? I'm calling it Persona Emblem.
Fuck
Fuck
'em.
Sailor
Next.
Carnage.
Okay then, fair enough. We got the doctor's personal take. Well, I mean, he's echoed my sentiment. I'm tired of people bitching about the translation of this game because most people are. No one's gonna fucking learn Japanese just to play this game. So why are you complaining about how it was translated? You're never gonna play the original.
Here's how I feel. You have all these people that all last gen and this gen, what have they been bitching about? You know, that's basically gone the wayside. JRPGs. I mean, PS3 had a few of them. You know, I think even a couple hit Xbox 360. But other than that, JRPGs have been almost non-existent since all last generation and this generation. So we got one true JRPG in my opinion, and you're bitching about either some type of censorship or the localization. It's like, all right then. Do you realize? But do you realize that a lot of games in the past, a lot of games, I'm talking about back in the 5th and 4th gen, their localization, you probably didn't think about what they took out. You probably didn't think about what words were translated and changed meaning. But if you're bitching, if you really wanted this game, just play the damn game. You're bitching like someone bitching that, Smash Brothers 4 does not have wave dashing. I mean,
And don't forget,
people, get over it. The game is what it is. If you want to play that version, you can either wait for an international version that may or may not come, or you can shut the hell up and play the game for what it is right now. I'm pretty sure a few words to you and a few things censored are not going to change your experience.
Well, people are claiming that it was butchered, but I'm sitting here playing the game right now while I'm talking to you guys, and I mean, you can see this chick's thong just like you can see it.
wow.
You can one of the main characters.
Well, let me pose this question to the viewers that are pissed off. So let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that not being able to completely see a chick's thong or see a bikini outfit is going to change the way you experience this game? Meaning, is the ending going to change? No. Is there going to be a different boss fight in the game that you're missing because this boss is going to be like, oh shit, I don't see the thong, so I'm not going to fight you. No, that's not going to happen. You're basically bitching over something that will not even remotely change anything about the game. It's like bitching that the girl in front of you is not wearing underwear when you actually don't know. And most people are bitching. Have you played the Japanese version? Did you actually play the full Japanese version? Because if you didn't, then why are you bitching? Because you don't know what's really missing unless you have been watching Let's Plays of the Japanese version.
What is sentence structure-wise? Is there anything like missing from the game, like changing meanings of various things?
No, man. People just want to bitch. It has nothing to do. It's nothing.
People are mad this game is not on the PS4 and Xbox One. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah, I mean,
people are mad this game is not on a more popular system. It is a true JRPG. It's even more of an RPG than Final Fantasy 15 is. They're pissed.
And here's the other thing. This is the first and only next gen Persona game that has come out thus far, because Persona 5 is on PS3 and PS4. It's a cross-gen release. This is the only next-gen version of a Persona game that's in existence right now. Okay, and yes, Atlas has been using the same damn engine for the last 15 years, since the 6th gen. But actually, the 6th gen. They've been using the same engine since the PS2 days. But I mean, still. I mean, that's what they're mad about. That's what these people. I want this game. It's getting old. It's getting really old, really quickly.
And don't forget, Dr. Feelgood, the quote unquote lack of advertisement for this game.
Which Persona games have never really been advertised, so that's kind of hilarious to me. Because,
Okay,
like
well,
I said,
I got a question then. I got a question. So people are mad at the lack of advertising, right? All right
yep.
then. So I'm pretty sure that most of the people saying that are these same YouTubers that say, why is Nintendo, why is Nintendo doing this thing with their whole YouTube policy? Isn't this free advertising? What we're doing?
You know who
So,
you sounded like
so,
right
so,
there?
so to all you
Loki.
motherfuckers out there, if you believe in free advertising and you're mad that Nintendo is, in a YouTube policy, why don't you freely advertise this game on your channel? I'm just
Don't
saying,
say
this
that.
is this is what you're mad about. If you think this is a free advertising, or you're doing let's plays and talking about a game that belongs to somebody else, okay then, let's put that into perspective, please. Okay, this game has come out. Nintendo's not doing much advertising, but people that are Nintendo fans and Persona fans pretty much know why. Persona RPGs are a niche genre. Let's be real about that. Two, Persona is a niche game. It really is. It's very popular in Japan, but it's still a niche game. RPG is
Yep.
not that popular in the West, and Persona games, which are heavily JRPG, are not that popular in the West. So we got a doubly niche genre, niche title or franchise in the West. Now, on top of that, Fire Emblem. Yes, it's gotten popular over recent years due to Awakening and things like that, but still very niche. All right then. Why would Nintendo put so many advertising bucks into not only a niche genre but a niche franchise that's not really hasn't had a history of being popular outside of Japan? Two, if you're really concerned about this game being successful and you are a YouTube content creator, then why don't you put the game on your channel and freely advertise it? Because
I have.
I mean, hey, I got the game. I got mine late. I got my collector's edition. I just got it yesterday. I played about 3 hours of it. Fucking enjoyed it. It made me feel like, I mean, JRPG freshness. I'm gonna just say it like that.
Wait.
I
I
like
have
the
one
fact.
question. I have one question, Doc. Have you seen Miss Maiko and those titty flops?
Oh God!
Oh yeah, when she
Yeah,
first
they-
appeared. Oh yeah. And
Those are the titty
and
flops I care
you know
about.
what's so funny? And I mentioned it. I mentioned this on a couple of podcasts. But when they mentioned her name, I knew what to expect. But I was like, Maiko. I said it kind of sounds like Mako from Prison School, which has the
Yeah.
really big titty flops.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, and then you got the small skirt on top of that. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
So if this is localization, hot damn, I don't think I want to see unlocalized because
they
this
got-
shit right here.
And they got jiggle physics too, because like she'll stop moving, but the chesticles are still going. I'm like, God damn.
And I mean,
That's always
but people,
that's
if
always
you
weird to me.
let
when
me
you
let me just say something. This is not something we bitched about in the 7th gen, or the 6th gen, or the 5th gen. These are not things we bitched about. People, if you're interested in the game, even somewhat, go buy the damn thing. I can tell you that I love RPGs. I'm not the biggest Persona fan of them all. I have not played all their games. I haven't even played all the Fire Emblem games. But I fucking love this game. I
It is
really
pretty
do.
awesome.
In fact, I'm pissed off there is no strategy guide. Not so I can learn how to play the game, but I like to collect the strategy guide along with the good game. But it's a great game. Stop trying to find a reason not to buy it and just go buy it. If you're so pissed off about the game being censored and you don't like the localization, guess what? There is another option for you. You can do
Import it, yeah.
you can do what some people have done, such as Liker. Go buy your ass a damn Japanese Wii U and go buy the Japanese version of the game. Shut the fuck up and have a good time.
Although,
Or just go on the internet and watch some hentai. That's option B.
well, let me put it this way. Like I said, there's a chick in this game that like all of them. Like I just got a chick, the archer in the game, and she gets a maid outfit, and she's got like this garter belt that's like a heart with like it's got a heart clasp on it and it's white.
Oh.
I'm like, God damn! Like localize my ass, censorship my ass, shit. Look, I'm glad they changed the age from 15 to 18 because I'm totally perving on these chicks. And if they were 15, I'd feel bad. But now that they're 18, I'm like, well, shit, they're legal. It's all right. It's okay, as Eddie Murphy says, as buckwheat. So basically, as we were saying, Zelda NX Breath of the Wild only needs to sell 2 million. It will easily reach that number. It's probably going to reach that number in the first 2 or 3 days, really. It's probably above that number in the first 2 or 3 days. It's going to be a system seller for both the Wii U and...
Dude, when this game drops, they're going to sell another 1 million Wii U's when the day it drops.
Probably, because the Wii U is going to be cheap. There might be another price drop for the system, so...
That's the million? That's
probably more. I mean, it's gonna sell gangbusters. So people need to calm the fuck down and stop being so angry at people who aren't like them.
It's sad. And then people making all these conjectures, about it lacking gamepad features and stuff like that. I'm like, did you guys not hear what they were saying? They made that version, that build, specifically for E3. They even said, we don't want to spoil any parts of the game. Any parts of it. We don't want to reveal any features of the game.
But it looks weak. It looks weak.
But I've seen people making videos saying that, oh, this is bothering me. I'm so pissed off that that the Nintendo is all about the Wii U gamepad, how essential it is, and now they're trying to shy away from it. And I don't know how I feel. I don't feel too good about that. I said, dude, y'all need to calm the hell down. Why can't you just wait and fucking see? What? When they just announced a game, I remember when Street Fighter Alpha 2 was first announced. I seen it in an ad in a GamePro magazine that I was subscribed to. It was just an advertisement. It just said Street Fighter Alpha 2. Off of that, I got so damn hyped. I didn't think about, man, they better have Ken there. He better have a Dragon Punch, or they better have this character, or they better give this super move. Otherwise, I'm gonna be pissed. Fuck all that. I just want the game.
No, they better have Guile in there.
And I would say that Street Fighter 5, so I can't even talk shit about it.
But my point is, why can't people stop trying to translate shit? Stop trying to interpret shit. If your ass did not take 5 or 6 years Japanese, if you're not a certified translator, stop trying to translate and stop doing it to somebody else to translate, because you don't even know how certified they are, if they even are certified at all. It's like, let the shit go. You've seen the game at E3. You saw at least a good 15, 20 hours of the game. Fucking wait for it to drop. We will see if it has gamepad features or not. I, for one, think it does, because you would think if they gave us a map on Wind Waker HD, why wouldn't they give you a map on this game that's almost the size of Xenoblade Chronicles X? Like, if you think about it, they said this is only 1 to 2% of a game. They don't want to reveal to you how big it really is. And even the estimates they got are people making assumptions based on the limited shit they seen on the screen while they were showing it off. It's not an exact estimate. So let it go. Calm down. Wait for the game to drop and be surprised. Stop trying to figure out every fucking thing before the game drops, because then you know what? You're not surprised. You make up shit that you think should be there. Then it becomes the fact that it is going to be there, and then you're let down when it's not there.
And then you look like a damn fool when it is there.
You know what? I did, and yet I jumped the gun and pulled the trigger. So I'm going to look like a fool when this game comes out. When it does get
I don't like. Okay, I really do think that this game is probably gonna have. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have some gamepad functionality. Probably the map. When you probably go into first-person view to like look at stuff in the distance, probably you'll use the gamepad, the gyro in the gamepad, stuff like that. I did see that happening.
Here's the thing. At least I even admit before the game comes out. So yeah.
Yeah, but you're a smart dude. You you know what you're a smart dude. You don't see you're not one of those people that jumps the gun then will never admit that you were wrong. Unlike certain people. Speaking of people who jump the gun and never admit that they're wrong, let's get to some of these questions.
I have a quick question. Why the heck is Jerry coming out before characters like Akuma or Sakura?
Because it's what's the name I'm looking for? It's Capcom. There you go.
I was gonna say because it's been requested.
No, it's Capcom, and Capcom hasn't run their business well for at least 5 years. Like we thought they were getting their shit together 5 years ago, but then they fucked it up again. So that's a hot outfit.
Resident Evil 7.
She looks. I mean, she's an okay she's an okay fighting character, but I just.
No, I wasn't talking about the character. I'm talking about this chick in Persona Emblem.
Oh, okay.
I'm just glad she's 18. But I digress. Yeah, I mean it's Capcom. Capcom's been fucking up for a while now. So
you figure they would bring out a lot of the mainline characters before they start.
Well, I mean,
the redheaded stepchild.
What you would really figure was that they would have these characters at the start any damn way.
Yeah.
That's true. Like you would think they would have the traditional 8 at the start, from the start, no questions asked. But why are you expecting common sense from Capcom? I'll never understand.
But I will give Capcom at least this much because we've seen those two characters that you've mentioned already, Kanoshi, from the game before. So hey, let's bring out the new stuff first. Then we'll bring in the old one. Just get feet.
Yeah. Well, Volrock's been around for a while, so I can forgive that. He's been around in a few iterations, but. Jerry, I think she was only in Street Fighter 4, or did she come before that?
Street Fighter 4.
Jury?
Yeah. I don't even think man knows who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Jury, that's the chick with the shit in her eye, right?
Yeah.
She was only in Street Fighter 4, yeah.
Yeah, she has psycho powers, I think.
Yeah, she's Seth's agent, kind of.
Yeah.
That bastard. Sorry, don't like Seth.
Yeah, what kind of name is that for a final boss of a fighting game?
Yeah, Seth. I'm like,
it was named after one of the, one of the I think localizers or somebody. It was a tribute to one of the employees at the company.
Yeah, Seth Killian.
Yeah.
Did he leave Capcom?
I don't know.
Yeah, he left Capcom, didn't he?
Yeah, he left Capcom. Yeah, he left.
So the boss of one of the games is named after Seth Killian. He doesn't even fucking work there anymore. Okay, yeah, Capcom, whatever. So let's get to some of these questions. 3 of them are from K-On! Nintendo, and 2 of them are from K-On! Nintendo, and 2 of them are from Motion Fist. One is about Juicy Fruit, so be careful. His from K-On! Nintendo. How will you think Dragon Quest VII will sell?
I think it'll do okay. It's an RPG. RPGs do relatively well in the 3DS, right?
I mean,
if they didn't, they wouldn't keep making them.
I think they already made their money back in Japan, and them just bringing it over here is just gravy. So I think it'll do relatively well. So, because a lot of people have not played this game since ever. So.
Yeah, and this will be my first time. I never played on PlayStation 1.
I have it on PlayStation 1, but it's a very dense, meaty, cakey game. It's not for people who are just getting into Dragon Quest. This is a game for people who've been playing Dragon Quest for years. So.
I've been playing A, and I've tackled a little bit of 5 and 6. So.
Like how complicated is it? Is this somebody who's played a few Final Fantasy games? How complicated is it compared to some games like that?
I don't think it's that bad. As long as it's not Star Ocean, you should be good.
No,
that series is difficult.
Star Ocean. Star Ocean isn't really difficult unless you fight the Eternal Queen. Those Eternal Queen fights. She's harder than the final bosses in those games.
I tried playing one of the Star Ocean games on PS2. I think I have it somewhere.
I got
I could
PSP.
I couldn't do it because of the bad voice acting. I was trying to figure out if there was a way to turn it into the Japanese, but
really the voice acting was too far for you.
Get the PS.
Like, I can handle bad voice acting. It's just like it was too bad. It was
Get
too
the
bad.
PSP version.
Like it was the voice acting was too bad. It was too bad.
Dude, I mean, is it bad like on terms of like Mega Man like 8 or X4?
It's bad. It's bad. It's like they hired a couple of bum voice actors off the street who had no idea what they were doing.
Just some dude.
Oh, it is bad.
Oh man, I'm just some dude. Come on, man, just help a dude out, man. Okay, so yeah, Dragon Quest VII will do relatively well. Another one. Have a great time playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Sharp FE has to be one of the best JRPGs out this generation. I have to agree. I mean, there aren't that many JRPGs out this gen, but it's a good one.
I still prefer my Bravely Default, but that's
Are there any?
Well, aside from Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Bravely on a console.
Tales of Hysteria. Oh, you didn't care for that game?
It's okay, but it's not. It's no Symphonia. Let me put it that way. it's okay, but it's not. It's no Symphonia. For you, you'd say it's no Tales of the Abyss, but
yep, damn.
For me, it's Symphonia. It's no Symphonia. Look, the main Lindley in that game, he's no Lloyd Irving. Let me put it that way. We have another question. Do you think Final Fantasy 15 will bomb?
It's hard.
Of course.
It's hard to say, but I mean, it's like you hardly see any like marketing compared to like Final Fantasy 7, like
because they're trying to
advertisements for
look, man. Sony paid for that advertisement for that game.
Hold on, but just like Liger said, and shout out to him, but they've blown their budget on that game about 5 times. And when you blow your budget, come on, Final Fantasy 15 is not going to sell Final Fantasy 7 numbers like they expect it to. It's not. It's not.
So it's not going to happen.
I say if the PS4, I don't believe it, but hey, I'm pretty sure people do. But let's say the PS4 really does have 40 million units out there in the wild when this game drops. I'm telling you, at best it may sell 5. It may move 5 million units.
No, I think it's going to sell I think this game is going to sell maybe 2-3 million, and even then it's still going to be a flop. It's still going to be a flop for you know.
Yeah, I was going to say even if it sell well, not much money they're going to get back. They're going to get any returns.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason.
I believe one thing that's happening in the background. If they don't make their money back on this game, y'all can kiss Final Fantasy VII Remake goodbye.
No. Final Fantasy VII is still going to get made, but it's gonna be episodic and put on everything but a Nintendo console, because that's how it is nowadays. Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy 15. Okay, Final Fantasy 15 is going to sell over 2-3 million, but because they've blown the budget so many times for this game, it's still going to bomb financially for Square Enix. What they're doubling down is that Final Fantasy VII Remake and Dragon Quest 7 and 8 will sell well enough in worldwide that'll make up for the losses, but whatever. And our last question in the YouTube comment section is about Juicy Fruit. Does anyone else find it hypocritical that Juicy Fruit a year ago was complaining that the gamepad wasn't being used, and now when it's used he complains and takes off points for forced gamepad usage?
You really people go to him for reviews?
Yeah, it's Juicy Fruit, dude. Like Juicy Fruit is the dude. The only reason that dude makes shit is just that he can complain. Like he doesn't make stuff for a valid reason. So, you know.
I guess he was just doing it wrong.
Juicy Fruit. Look, Juicy Fruit makes like everything he does is to foster his user base that comes to his site to listen to him bitch and complain about things that aren't really issues. That's what he does. I mean, so like you can't take anything he says seriously because most of the time it's just bullshit anyway. So whatever.
No, I don't know. He'll become irrelevant soon enough.
It's already happening because I mean you listen to him talk and I mean he insulted half of his damn his user base in a debate that in an informative debate session that he had with one half of Duo Liger. So I mean whatever. Our last question is from. Actually, here's the great thing: we're actually on time. I thought we'd go over, but no. These are from Falcon Launch.
That's a good thing.
Assuming Microsoft continues to sell Xbox hardware as a living room Windows 10 PC, which platform holder do you guys feel has the shakiest position in the industry long term?
PS4.
Yeah.
And I say that because people understand that Sony's winning, and they're winning by a landslide right now. I get it. But let's be real. The recent Microsoft announcements with all those exclusives, I don't care how much of a Sony pony you are, you have to admit that everything Sony showed, about 90% of it, was multi-plat. Everything Microsoft showed, it was on Windows 10 and nothing else. So, besides you getting your dose of Call of Duty a month early, I'm sorry. This is still Sony's fight to lose. The same way Xbox 360 lost ground at the halfway point of the 7th gen, it started losing ground to the PS3, and the PS3 caught up with quality titles. What do you think is happening right now with Microsoft? And Microsoft taking more or less Nintendo's approach to gaming by focusing on exclusivity and widening their berth, as far as the whole Windows 10 thing and cross-platform play between PC and consoles. I mean, if you think about that.
Speaking of exclusivity, did you hear that apparently there's a rumor going around that Tomb Raider will not be coming to the PlayStation 4. Rise of the Tomb Raider will not be coming to the PS4.
Yeah, it is. Because that game didn't sell. That game bombed on the Xbox.
It didn't make the money. And if Microsoft putting up some more money, it probably would. But I doubt if Phil Spencer did that.
And I doubt. No, look, the money isn't controlled by Phil Spencer. I doubt Nadal. Like as much money as they've lost in the Xbox division, even with all this bullshit they've been trying to sling around. There's no way that the dude's gonna be like, oh, so you want more money to pony up? Because when the original the Tomb Raider reboot was exclusive to the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, it flopped. Like, so these are two exclusives they paid for that flopped. Why would you spend more money to make something exclusive that's gonna flop any damn way? That makes no sense.
Well, it's kind of strange because you didn't see the Tomb Raider. Unless I'm wrong about this, but you didn't see the Tomb Raider in their sizzle reel.
Hey, I can tell you this. There's a lot of things you can see at PlayStation's at Sony's conference.
Yeah,
I was expecting to see
Kingdom
at least.
Hearts.
Yeah, you did see Kingdom Hearts. You did see Tomb Raider, and another game you did see that they actually bragged about and got attention from. There's two of them. There was no Final Fantasy VII.
Shenmue.
And there was no Shenmue.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit you didn't see.
Tomb Raider
and remember, these were the biggest drivers of hype last year. So you mean to tell me these 4 games didn't even make a somewhat appearance or mention this year?
Yeah, Tomb Raider. I'm just saying that Tomb Raider's a pretty big AAA game that has that
No, it's
Given the
it's
fact
a pretty
it's
big AAA port.
Yeah.
But
Oh, the game.
wouldn't those games even be shown at the show floor?
The show floor wasn't Tomb Raider playable on the PlayStation 4 at the show floor? I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I wouldn't
asking.
know, man. I wouldn't know. All I know is that there's no way Microsoft is going to spend more money to they're not going to money hat a failure. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I know some people might get mad, it's going to be exclusive. No one's going to fucking do that. That's stupid. That is stupid to money hat a failure. I mean, you don't see Sunset Overdrive being like they money had it that failure, and I mean, if there was a sequel, it would not be on only one thing. And this is what's his name? Falcon Launch has a rebuttal to my saying that third parties sabotage the Wii U. A system with a great concept will sell regardless of attempts at bad publicity. See the Wii, which was consistently railed on by the rest of the industry. Nintendo themselves were having trouble with the transition to the HD. It didn't have the first-party software that truly showcased the gamepad, with Nintendo Land not turning heads like Wii Sports until 2 years after the Wii U's release. Just my 2 cents. I have to disagree with you, Falcon Launch. If you saw the sheer amount of bullshit that third parties put on the Wii U, and the Wii, they put bullshit on both systems. The reason the Wii was successful was that it became the it system to have, and it wasn't the software, except for Wii Sports. But I mean, it was just a really hip, cool thing to have.
And people wanted that dumb compared to now either.
Well, no, the Wii was like you could pick up the Wii and you immediately got it. The Wii U was a more esoterical concept to get, and most people they couldn't get into it, so they didn't really, it didn't click with them like the Wii did. But third parties definitely damn sure sabotage that system.
It made the situation any easier.
I do have a question though, because I talked about this. He didn't see my question when Red Knight, shout out to him. I put a question up in one of his podcasts, and basically I see the transition to HD, for Nintendo the first time, kind of like the transition to 3D back in the N64 days. It was a little rough, but then when the second system came out after that, which was GameCube, it was much more better on them. So I kind of see similarities.
I won't even say similarities because during the jump to 3D, Nintendo had the better 3D games on their system. The 64 had when you had a multi-plat on the PlayStation and the 64 version looked better. It had better 3D models. So I mean, the idea that it's difficult to do different, the jump. It's just the fact of the matter is that third parties didn't want to because I mean, and don't say it was the sales and they didn't have the power, because the PS3 was a bitch to program for, and fucking third parties put money into pushing that fucking system.
Yeah.
Of course, Sony money hatted some of those games, but still. Third parties still supported it and put games on the system, even when it was selling abysmally. And you couldn't pay someone to take one of those shits off the shelf. Kind of like how the Xbox One is now, where like Microsoft's buy a Surface Pad Pro and we'll give you an Xbox One. It's like, man, you couldn't pay me to take one of those shits home.
You talking about that $150 controller?
Just period. Period. I'm just simply saying that third parties definitely sabotage the system. And I'm not saying it's all their fault, but I'm saying that was a major contributor.
I can see that.
Definitely contributed, and I think that third parties, especially the big third parties, because I can name how they sabotage that system. Ubisoft holding back games at launch. Warner Brothers, that bullshit, those half-ass ports they put onto the system. EA, Mass Effect 3 released 1 week, and then a week after that, the entire fucking trilogy released on everything else but the Wii U. Need for Speed Most Wanted being quote unquote the best version with none of the fucking DLC. 2K canceling multiple games that were supposed to come to that system. BioShock Infinite.
Oh, don't get me started on that one.
BioShock Infinite. I mean, don't fucking say, oh, well, you know, a good console will sell. A good console with a good concept. That's bullshit. Because gamers have bought an Xbox One, and that thing was abysmal at the beginning. And people are buying the PS4, and, I mean, there's marginally better graphics and streaming. That's basically what you're getting with the PS4. Of course, that's what people are buying it for, streaming. So, but I digress. I think we've exhausted these topics. Anyone have anything they want to pimp out for this week, or any other topic they want to bring up?
Yeah, I might. I'm gonna probably start doing my podcast through OBS. There's the combination of OBS and Discord. The sound quality is a lot better, and it'll be a lot easier to share screens when it comes to like articles or videos or whatever. So I might start doing that, but it'll probably be a while before I get it all together. And if any of you guys are interested in that, then just hit me up, or anybody in the panel or anybody outside joining my server on Discord, and just hit me up.
We'll drop you a message. So who else wants to go?
Yeah, actually, I actually thought that we're going to talk about how certain companies actually are basically investing on China, or at least Chinese companies.
I think we'll save that for Saturday.
Yeah, that sounds like a big topic.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll save that for Saturday. We'll table that discussion for Saturday, because we can put that in the loose topics section, because that's because mostly what they do in China is just steal other people's ideas.
What they did with Splatoon.
Like
Splatoon Overwatch.
And the PS4 knockoff. Have you seen that? The PS4. It's a PS4 knockoff that uses an Xbox One knockoff controller. I mean, it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen before in my life. I'm like, what is this shit? Who came up with this?
Someone that really didn't have any imagination.
Well, it's China. They
Go ahead.
They do knockoffs all the time. Dr. Feelgood, you got anything you want to pimp out before we're done?
In all honesty, not really. Besides, the OGL that's taking place tomorrow evening. I hope all of you bastards can be there. I will be doing. I may be doing a video. I can't really describe what it's going to be about, but it's going to be interesting. It may piss some people off. I don't care. But it needs to be said. Just like my real fanboy video I recently did. It just needs to be said. So you may like it, you may not, but hey, it's just some truth coming for you.
Truth, man. Don't say that. People don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what makes them happy. They don't care about truth.
Well, see, if I had that mentality, I'd be concerned about my sub count. But since I'm not, I don't really give a shit how people feel about what I say.
And now you're bringing up stuff that Juicy Fruit likes to do. We don't talk about that.
Well, hey, that's who I've said it before. If you're offended, I'm not going to apologize. It's your fault. You choose to be offended.
You chose to be offended.
Your hit list is getting bigger and bigger, Doc. I'm just saying.
Hey, so you want to hit up my YouTube channel? Go right ahead. You think I care? I'm gonna be playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions when I get on this podcast. So
yeah,
please.
I'm playing it right now. I'm playing it right now.
Shit, like please, I play my games. I don't bitch about them.
Yeah,
Look,
but that's a
I'm
hard
doing-
concept for today's gamers to do, Doc. You know that.
Look, I just got one of the hottest girls in this game. I just got her a kitty cat suit, and I'm going to dress her in it. And so, I really don't care what anyone. Oh yeah, that kitty cat suit looks nice. No, I'm gonna put her in the ex-nurse suit because now she's got like a garter. Now she's got a garter belt with like a needle and some medicine on it and shit.
Okay.
But wait a second, this game they just butchered this game. They took out all the content. Oh.
Nah. They wish they took out all the content.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, you had to go there.
All the content was taken. So, yeah.
No. The content was not taken.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm trying to not go that far.
In fact, it was given freely.
I'm trying not to take it that far, please. So Doc has his OGL coming on. I'll probably join in on that tomorrow. Anyone else have anything they want to pimp out? Sprite Remix, Triple M.
I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing this week.
I got nothing until next month, or early next month. But hey,
I still got a video to do with going to F1 races, but I just ain't got around to it yet. But that's it.
Okay then. So here's what we're. Oh crap.
what happened now?
Here's what we have going on. Triple M is going to bring up in the loose topics Saturday. He'll be bringing up how China is investing in video gaming now, I guess. Chinese companies and
outside companies are actually investing in Chinese market, even the Chinese companies. Because something got my brain flowing when how the movie Warcraft was heavily invested, at least by the Chinese market, and it actually did well over there. But I bet they're not going to recoup their money that much. And also, there's a certain YouTuber out there that brought up an shed an interesting light to the whole situation, and especially with China trying to be more open with their market. Yeah.
They want to be open, stop stealing people's shit.
I would say yes, loose quotations right there. But yeah. Also, I don't want to delve too much into it as it's fact. So yeah, I'll be delving into that in just a little bit.
Okay. So,
y'all got me hungry. Y'all got me hungry for some Chinese food. All this about China.
So I'm gonna pimp out what I'm going with. Saturday, I'll be doing at 7 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing a retro cast. We'll be talking about retro game collecting, good system to collect for, bad systems to collect for, challenges of collecting. When is emulation okay? Yeah, sometimes it's perfectly acceptable. When is it not okay?
That's the question.
Well, I mean, everyone has their own stances, but if you want to hear more about it, what's some great hunts that we went on, or lucky buys where we got something we didn't expect to get it, stuff like that. I think since Dr. Feelgood has some older systems, he can join in on that if he gets a chance.
I'm sorry.
And Sprite Remix, who is also a huge retro gamer.
You damn Skippy.
You damn Skippy. So with that being said, I bid you guys a good night. This business cast did not take too long. I hope you guys have fun, and peace.